Welcome to Cooking the Alphabet. I decided to start outside today because I needed to prove to you that it really is fall in Pennsylvania. All the leaves are pretty well bare, but it's 90 degrees today and it's October 25th. I brought all my plants back outside, the fan's going in the sunroom. It's a beautiful day. I mowed the grass again. Doesn't seem like fall, but from what I hear is on the horizon, it won't be long now till something's coming our way. So I thought we would start today and we'll do a couple recipes using some fall vegetables. So let's go inside and we'll see what we can rustle up, okay? We're gonna head inside. We turn this camera around, flip it around, and see where she lands. There we are. Alrighty. So we're gonna do some cooking today. Again, it's gonna be sweet potatoes and some pumpkin. The reason why I'm doing those today is because, as most of you know, I do a little bit of Weight Watcher teaching now and then. And for all my friends, I really like to try to come up with some recipes that are healthy and good for you. And I read somewhere recently that the golden vegetables are the vegetables that are really high in vitamins and antioxidants. So today we're going to use some pumpkin and some sweet potato. Plus, I'm a gadget girl. I love new gadgets. I love anything in the kitchen. I like my Ninja and my blender and my George Foreman and all those gadget things that make cooking fun, and cooking should be fun. It shouldn't be a chore. It should be something you like to do. And of course, I always recommend healthy, happy eating and cooking. So let's start off with my new gadget. I'll show you what it is right here. Look at this. Isn't that cool? It's an apple peeler. Now, I'm sure probably some of you have one of these. I'm just going to turn this a little bit so you get a better view. And you just stick the apple on, turn the handle, and look, first of all, it peels it. How about that? Dry that, maybe put on the Christmas tree, I don't know, or give it to the birds. You just keep on peeling. This keeps on going around and around. And it peels those apples in giant strips. Look at that. Now this is really fun, especially if you have kids, grandkids coming over. It's just kind of fun. Get them to eat their apples because they love it. It's real simple to do. They can actually do the turning, and then these apples come up in gigantic strips. You can dry them, just eat them. Great for, hey, apple pie. You make them like that. Anyway, that's my apple peeler gadget. But I had an idea. If this works for apples, I wonder if it'll work for a sweet potato. So I took a sweet potato and I cut it down some. And I'm going to try it. We'll see. Put this down on the little prongs. And we're just going to see if this will work too. Just going to go around and around and see. Yep. Whoop. It seems like it's taking the peeling off first. My little handle fell off here. And let's see if it keeps on peeling. Because what I wanted to make was pumpkin fettuccine. Here we go. Making nice, look, long pieces of sweet potato. And again, sweet potato is one of those veggies that are so good. So I found this recipe, and I decided to try it. And look, I just kept peeling away, and I made a whole mound of sweet potato strings, I guess you could call it. If you don't have one of these, I bet a peeler would work, just as long as you get it in nice long strips. So I took those strips, and I put them in a dish over here. And I added a little bit of onion, and I probably could add the apple if I wanted to. I didn't think of that till now. But I put that in. I'm going to tell you exactly what was in it. I went to the skillet, and I added a little bit of spray butter, or you could use the spray pan, the olive oil, things like that. And I sprayed that, and then I added salt and pepper and 1 tablespoon of flour. I used the whole wheat flour and sprinkled that in and stirred it around. I'm just checking my recipe to make sure I tell you right. A little bit of minced garlic, and 3 tablespoons of broccoli cheese soup. Now, I know being a Weight Watcher, we're always worried about too much cheese, and saucy things kind of scare us away a little bit, too many points. But this one I took 3 tablespoons. So I used 3 tablespoons of that, put it back in the skillet, kept stirring it around, a little more salt and pepper, 3 tablespoons of water, kept stirring it around, of course salt and pepper, and then I just threw in the sweet potatoes and the onions and sauteed them for 8 minutes. I just put it on low. I kept stirring and turning it, and honestly, it made a real creaminess. Not unlike fettuccine alfredo, but you know how many points and calories would be in that. So let me show you how it turned out. Delicious, by the way. Oh, and then when I was finished, I put Parmesan cheese on top. Oh, another gadget. Wait, I got another little gadget here, which I just love. It's a planer. And instead of getting out the grater, watch this. I'm going to tip this down just a minute so you can see. You just grate it right like this, right on top of the heated up sweet potato. See that there? Another little gadget that makes things fun. You know, you can't have fun in your cooking. You know, why bother, right? Might as well enjoy it, have fun, find all these little quirky things to do. So anyway, here's what it looked like. Let me get a fork. Look at this. This is sweet potato Alfredo. How about that? Delicious, huh? It is so tasty. You'll be surprised how good and creamy it is for very low points. Really high nutrition. You're getting some dairy in there, you're getting veggies, and it's excellent. Just fantastic. The longer it sits, the better it gets. So I hope you try it. Again, it's sweet potato, fettuccine, delicious. Now, it doesn't take the place of pasta. I realize that. Some of us really crave those carbs. But this is excellent. It really is a nice substitute, a nice different way to have a vegetable. And I can't wait till this is over and I can finish it. Delicious. Now, the other vegetable that I can't get enough of, and honestly, if it's not tied down, I put pumpkin on it. I love pumpkin. I put pumpkin in my chili. Excellent. It adds another vegetable. Remember all those golden vegetables we talked about? I put this in my smoothies. If you make a smoothie in the morning for breakfast, oh my gosh, it adds thickness to it. And it honestly, pumpkin doesn't have much of a taste. It does have a taste when you add the pumpkin spice and the nutmeg to it, of course. But when it's by itself, if you think about it, it's just a squash. So you can add that to lots of things. I have a recipe to add this to. All you do is take this and add it to a angel food cake mix. You mix up the mix, throw this in, stir it around, and bake it. How good would that be? With a little cinnamon on top. So, like I said, anything I can. Now, this morning, I thought, what else can I do to make something out of my pumpkin? Because I already had half of a can that I needed to use up. So I decided to make pumpkin-flavored French toast. Now, I use the gluten-free. Now, not that I'm gluten intolerant, but I find that I really like the gluten-free bread. It's hearty. It stays together well when you're going to make something like a French toast. It's like I said, it's very dense. You can see it doesn't fall apart. It's very, very good. I find it in the organic section of my supermarket. I'm not gluten intolerant, but it sure tastes pretty good. And 2 points per slice, which isn't bad when you think about Weight Watcher land. It's not too bad. So I took my pumpkin, of course. Here's what I'm going to make sure I get the recipe right for you. So it wasn't hard to do. I used 1 egg, beat that around inside there. I added in, now they say a half a cup of skim milk. Now, one thing that I always try to do, and I cheat a little bit, I love to use my coffee mates. Now, they even have pumpkin sugar-free now. I use this as flavoring, so I used a tablespoon of this, the pumpkin flavored. And then to make it a little more decadent, I added some white chocolate caramel, a teaspoon of this. And then I finished it off with skim milk. Stirred it around, added some cinnamon. I added half a cup of my pumpkin, not even half, maybe a third of a cup. I stirred it right in, and this becomes your batter for your bread. Look at that. Just like making regular old French toast, except again, we're having the sweetness of the flavored coffee creamers. We're having the pumpkin, which again, really good for you. And it's awesome, let me tell you. I made 2 of them, and you can see there's only 1 left. I had to eat it. All I did was bread it. You know, you put it right in here. Put it in the skillet. I sprayed some pan, and I cooked it maybe a minute or 2 on each side and flipped it. And it was outstanding. It's delicious. It's very, very good. Now, to make it even a little more delicious, nothing wrong with taking a little squirt of Ready Whip and putting it on top. And you know, some people are afraid of this too. This is only 15 calories for 2 tablespoons, which is just about a squirt. That's all you need. You can add that. You can add some sugar-free maple syrup, maybe some jam. But I'm just telling you that this is, again, one of those breakfasts that beat. I challenge IHOP or Perkins to a duel. I bet mine's better. It's really pretty good. So again, I hope you use some of these golden vegetables. They're so good and healthy. Try to incorporate them into your diet a little more. And as always, happy, healthy cooking and eating.